doesn't really matter. This is going to be a lot of fun, I think. Inferno, a map that both teams are pretty familiar with. I would say that Mousesports, they're really good on Inferno, but you know, it wouldn't necessarily be one of their top 2 picks, perhaps. Either way, we get an exchange there. Banana's been taken by Mousesports. NiP, though, they have managed to frag back. Forest loves to go for those peaks down middle, and he will get a kill. Although the issue is that they don't know where Mousesports are going. You can see the sort of gamble stacking towards the B bomb site, but Forest will float back towards A now. Only Draken here. He spots an arm, a shoulder, a head, and he will frag. But he will get taken down. Now it's up to Forest.
He'll get dead. Yes, there's the rhyme. Forest alone on the A bomb site. Stico manages to get underneath the balcony position, and Forest smartly using the structure to 1 versus 1. Only good for the 1 kill though, and now it's a 1 versus 2. Get right, the last man standing. My brother from another mother. See if he can do it. Trying to push the bomb planter, like he's moving to the high ground. Spots Stico. Now Stico will dance, try and get his teammate in for the double peek. Rob's leaving him to do it on his own, and he will. Pistol round goes to Mousesports.
Last time they played, it was at Marseille, and they nipped 2-1 them. Surprisingly, they actually beat them on Nuke and Train, and I think that's very surprising. So, like, Mousesports are one of the favorites going into Marseille, and NiP did play it well. So I think they're in form right now, and Mousesports have some climbing back to do. I think their ranking got hurt a little bit. I'm not sure if they moved down at all on HLTV, but they're probably a little bit low on confidence.
Well, they got 3 MAC-10s. It's always something that, if it should go well, can help to generate confidence. It's fun. It's a comic relief. And otherwise tense rounds where you have to avoid CZs and Eagles. And here they go, just charging in through the apartments. The balcony burst is often pretty effective. And here it's going to be doing a wonderful job. They'll get the bomb down. Still 5 players left alive as well. So, wow, they may even survive with all 5. That would be fantastic for them.
Mousesports are back.
Survive with all 5. I asked, I put a question out there yesterday, if how many teams or what percentage of games you would have a 3-0 start where one team has 0 kills. And we see there's 4 kills now for NiP in round number 2. Petard didn't reply from HLTV, but someone did from another site called Stay in Pit, who said in 2018 there's been 1 game which Godsent were on the receiving end, having 0 kills, versus Space Soldiers, I think. So just that 1 game that they had recorded, where by round number 4, 1 team had 0 kills.
Stamped's actually quite awesome. Seen a lot of really good statistics from them.
I'm not too familiar with them just yet.
They're new. We started following them recently.
Nice.
But they've been answering the call. A lot of people have been asking for stats, and every time.
I like the name, because I hate when my teammates leave Pit, when they should just stay in Pit.
Yeah.
Especially on Inferno. Stop pushing the bloody apps. Don't need to lose a man early. Eagle out for Chris J. Look at this buy, or this round. 4 MAC-10s and a Desert Eagle. No rifle support. Obviously, this is a round where it's not a big deal. Rifle support, because there isn't much to be offered by the likes of the Ninjas in Pyjamas. Whereas with the CZ is notable, and there he is with a kill. Now he's gone.
I like this round from Mousesports. Obviously, they did the same thing in the previous rounds. Just essentially a set piece designed around the MAC-10s, bursting out the balcony. Pretty cool. Pretty simple. And, I mean, it allows them to just take the initiative straight away. They don't really have to do all that much if the CTs are sitting in apartments to try to challenge them. Well, they have numbers and MAC-10s, so they're looking quite good there. So, and the apartments are hard to deny them, and it's not too difficult for them to take top mid as well. And the grenades, you don't have to take top mid either, because you can throw the flashes for the players coming out the balcony from behind the main choke point. So pretty cool rounds overall. And they'll stay with 3 MAC-10s, which is really cool, but mostly helmets here for NiP.
Yeah, I think that actually might have taken out of their utility, because normally, you know, if they got the kills, they could get half armor and know that all of Mousesports are going to upgrade, but because they didn't get any of those kills last round, they know Mousesports are going to hang on to these, and that forces them to, you know, lose a smoke.
They're going to do the same round again, or something similar. That'd be kind of cool if they just go for another balcony pop.
Bursting out of top mid with these Mac 10s. That is stage number 1. The bouncing the flashbang into the sides as well. Forrest trying to avoid Stico, completely blind, but a free fire is there for him. So far, so good for these Ts with very limited weaponry. They leave 2 players for NiP. Rez getting an upgrade, and maybe Mousesports can do the same.
Very weak players now for Mousesports. Draken's coming in on the angle with an AWP, but it's not the ideal weapon for this retake, I would imagine. Rez really has to do all the heavy lifting as he searches for one player. And that's where things could start here. If he's able to get one, but he'll get backstabbed, and that's going to signal the close of this retake attempt. Draken misses his shot, gives away his position. They're going to go for the challenges now, at least with Oscar. Can he do it? Can he bait out a shot? Can he manage to find him? Draken's going to pull away just at the wrong moment, but still gets the kill. And will survive.
Slight tease of the AWPA versus AWPA fight. Both in the same mental space. That's fun. God, it's just fun watching Oscar try and do ridiculous things. He wanted to take the AWP for himself, but he'll be forced to buy his own one. That knife goes well with those gloves, I must say. It must be said. Very good stuff, sir. So let's see what Mr. Oscar can do. He will not be challenged at the beginning of this round. Standard 2-3 set up from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Still looking for their first round. And they are playing around the AWP, mostly with the CZ. Notable that Dennis has opted for the 5-7 as well, joining the club of Body and myself. I want to say Apex as well. I could be wrong about that one.
I think you're saying Apex because Body dropped him a 5-7 once yesterday, and you're like, maybe is that Apex's or is did Body drop it? but maybe he is. That's a good pick, isn't it? I like the amount of Mac 10 we have seen from Mousesports so far and how they are using them to good capacity. But Chris just creeping in. Taps are very strong on Chris, but Rez will find him, and they know that the AWP is the only strong weapon that NiP have in this round.
They keep going towards it.
So Oscar's like, let me have some of that. Oh, that small gap. Oh dear.
Oh my
Beautiful.
God.
Yeah, it's one of those spots, isn't it? Where it's like there's a gap, but both players expect it.
One flashbang over the roof is enough to force Rez off the angle, but he goes back, and the repeaks are not coming in time, which is also a problem. The flashbang again, but the timing is absolutely perfect for Rez, and now Rops is alone. Manages to bait a shot. He's got 23 seconds, 1 versus 2. Ooh, the smoke's going to go by the time he goes for the plant, and that may be a fatal mistake, but how can you know? Only one player's close to him for the time being, but as time continues to tick, Forrest makes his way in. Again with a fake, but now he's committed to trying to win the round of his gun. Does Forrest go for the push? Oh, a fake again from Rops, balls of steel, but he's lost the round.
Oh my God, he almost didn't lose the round. The challenge coming in right at the end. That's Rops' first death as well, by the way. My goodness. What a weird round. This round was just a series of 1v1s for the very long rounds, very spaced out 1v1s.
4 of them got opt. They all went B and got opt. And there was no op on the other side.
So
no
I think it's okay to push the AWP because you have the well, they don't know that they have the numbers advantage, but they have advantages over the AWP in terms of numbers with weapons.
But they didn't do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's where the problem arises.
Ooh, Oscar with a fast pick there. Beating Rez in the 1v1. Now Chris pushes the smoke, gets the immediate kill onto Get Right. That's a big problem. Draken, though, very quickly into CT. If you consider how fast this push is, this is really good timing from Draken, but needs to do a lot more damage. 2v4, the bomb's about to go down. It's not looking too good. Oscar's going to force his way through the smoke into the kill. Well, either way, they're going to reset NiP, so I guess in the end, it doesn't matter.
Man, there are so many demos of players I want to watch. Just like, but I'm not saying like 1 or 2. I'm saying like 20. Like Oscar, because he's just so engaging to watch. But obviously, how his team enable him to do things like that. I mean, Draken, how many times has he flashed there? 4 or 5 times. Then he pushes with the flashbang and takes him out. But he's so engaging to watch. Rops is one of the smartest players to watch, especially for such a young age. I mean, there's just so many different people. I want to watch 20 Cold Zero demos. I want to watch 20 Simple demos, 20 Device demos. The list goes on and on. I want to watch 20 Zipex demos. I think if I had to pick a favorite player, it would be Zipex at the time for the time being. So, but there's no time to watch all these demos.
With this big Celestial navigation book.
Yeah, I got to read that as well. Sextant arrives tomorrow. Who knows where the stars will take me?
Depends how well you read the book, James.
That's very true. That is very true.
Ooh, nice. Okay, well, pretty explosive one from Mousesports. The anti-eco type rounds have generally been quite good. It's just that, you know, one round that NiP picked up where they just walked into res. And I think that they did, maybe with the delay of the push, in some respect, expect a rotation of res. That's always something that can happen. The AWP is going to be like, okay, I've killed them with an AWP. They're going to rotate away from me because they know I'm the only guy with an AWP on the server. Well, okay, they're really going to commit to killing Draken. They've got pretty good money, and he's going to get bum rushed, and all of his belongings will be stolen.
No money at all. TK piece. Doesn't seem like they're even going to upgrade their guns. There's some plays that are being made that are maybe a little bit too risky, depending on the circumstances, but they're running high on confidence, and that enables them to make those plays and still get away with them. There was a bit of a risky repeat from Rez on Banana after he got flashed off, and Oscar took the angle, and Rez peeked right back into it. That was a small mistake, but you know, he's the op on that rifle round. They need to chain 2 in a row, and if he dies, then they can lose. And he did, and they did.
He dies. Sunny in with the smoke on CT, put the pressure onto the B-bomb side in the anti-eco, and the CTs fell fairly spread out.
My Asimov is called "If he dies, ... he dies." If he dies, he dies. If you're not familiar with that quote, look it up on YouTube. It is from Rocky IV, Ivan Drago. Man like Dolph Lundgren. I think Draken got his hands on an AWP again, but it's long gone now. Rob's cleaning house. He's got his rubber gloves on and an apron. Bleach being applied to the floors. 7-1. It's not a good score for Ninjas in Pajamas, is it?
No, not really.
Dan held the gun
I mean,
point.
I would normally assume that would be somewhat rhetorical, but you sort of just looked at me. So I was like, well, I guess I should probably...
It's early, Dan. I still want to talk to you today. Give it a game or two. Then any questions will be rhetorical. Are those like the models gloves?
It looks like it, but I think they're...
They don't... I mean, the knuckles are worn, which would suggest no, but I don't recognize those gloves. They're very black.
Are they the Motos? Aren't they? Or are those a crosshatch? They're not the same as yours, right? With the checkers? Yours
No,
is
no.
checker.
Mine are the crimson weave.
But not the black version.
I like how their gloves look.
Shiny.
It's like a nice leather, you know?
It's like
I wonder how they
Drive.
smell.
It's like gloves you wear in Drive.
I wonder how they smell.
Probably leathery.
Nice. Oscar, such a fast timing. Oh, goes in for the next one. Gets it to Rez. Cannot train. There's one more player. Oscar's got his knife out, but fortunately for him, he's got Chris to do the work. And it's going to be the B-bomb side taken just again. That is savage.
It's so slick from Oscar, though. There's no panic in the engagement. Because you can see... I don't know, sometimes you can see when someone's like really wide and they're just trying to anticipate where someone's coming from, but it's just so fluid and smooth and confident. It's beautiful. It really is.
Yeah, he is very calm. That is like what we talked about with Forrest. He has that calmness. Oscar has that same thing, where he looks like he's slowing down time a little bit and just playing it just how he wants to, not really worried about what's going to happen to him.
It's like the clarity of mind gives him an advantage over trying to be someone Bruce Lee height.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday where we saw like a spot where I think it was Nekis. He was actually in graveyard on a pistol USP, and he's like whipping all of his shots because he was just spamming too quickly. When his job was to be the guy that's like he's not seen, he gets a few free shots, and so you take those free shots with care. So you get the kills, you guarantee it. But I mean, that's a display of the opposite of what we're crediting towards Oscar here. I would say a bit of panic, a bit of.
Do you think that everyone can play like that though?
As Oscar?
Yeah.
No. No. I think it takes.
Think everyone should?
I think you either naturally have that, or you have an insane degree of self-awareness, and can somehow habituate that over time. And I think that's the latter of the two options is incredibly rare that you'd ever see that.
Different strokes for different folks also, but it's just,
Yeah.
it's aspirational when you watch it.
I look at Kiabi, for example. He's a player that definitely gets very energetic, let's say, and excited in those spots where Oscars are super calm, but he's able to perform really well still. So, as you say, it definitely does. It's not like it's the be-all and end-all, but it certainly looks amazing when you're watching Oscar doing ridiculous things, and he's just looking like he's just having a lovely stroll in the park.
Just a quick note here, you see Chris J, he moves close to the smoke in case somebody is boosted. It allows him to be obscured from their vision while facing the site, so he doesn't get pinched from both sides. So that is an important note if you are making a play towards B when you get that smoke down. If you don't know if the boost is clear, then move closer to the smoke.
Yeah, the way that you path on a B side hasn't changed in a long time, where you have to cross the pool, and then you jump up, and then you clear oranges, and then you move across the site, past your spool smoke, and then think about emo and quad.
Good thing that Chris J was there, especially for the slow peak. I need to learn some the wallbang angle for someone standing behind sandbags. Get some nice AWP shots going on. 9-1. There is still time for recovery from NiP. They can still make it competitive. I think worst case 4 rounds, but 6 are possible in total. Dennis is 0 for 10, and Get Right is 1 for 10. Wow. You can see the likes of Oscar stopping them from having any success on their aggressive plays to Banana. So they will be more passive now. The NiP start towards B.
Robs is 16-2.
It's a very different score.
Yeah, that's really impressive. 16-2. Robs has a lot of frags here, and it's not like he's been playing super safe.
Oh, that's just a pain, isn't it?
Dang. That's unlucky. This like clipping is really, really weird.
That's really annoying.
Question is how they'll play off of it, how they'll follow up. Looks like Forest is awaiting some action here, and like people playing passively that don't have any information as to exactly what's happening at the moment. No top mid info, no banana info for them either, so it is a guessing game, and they'll just hold positions for now. The 3-2's set up. Draken misses his shot. No extra flashbang for a repeat. Has to fall back onto the site. The pinch is in full effect now, and that should be very strong for Mousesports. Draken has to be very good, but he'll get taken down immediately. Forest caught out of position as well. The strength of the split is right there. That is a great case study.
I think Draken jumped instead of shooting.
He tried to jump on the box, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if it was deliberate or not, but that's just poor timing, I suppose. And yeah, this might be quite the wipeout. And I think I think it's very easy to look at NiP and be like, oh my god, their planks are terrible. This is rubbish. But I think you have to look at Mousesports, and I think they have some stylistic advantages in different matchups. But I do start to wonder where their current ceiling is, the way they've been playing recently. And I think they're still going from strength to strength. And I think they will find certain matchups considerably more difficult than others. However, I feel like they're just getting stronger overall. I do wonder where the glass ceiling is for them.
This is a big payback because they beat them on 2 of the really good maps at LAN, just like, you know, last week. So this is quite a big turnaround. But I think one thing that happens is when you play a team that's this confident, then you start to like second guess yourself on any of your peaks, wherever you're standing, how your teammates are doing. Communications probably starts to lack a little bit too. And then the split-second decisions where someone from Mousesports is running around a corner, you're deciding what you should do, jump up on a box or hold this angle. And it's in those situations that you get killed. And then you just start getting killed even when you think you're ready. But you're not ready.
Maybe they're ready now. looking for only their second round. Of course, the Mousesports money is about 14k per person, so this is the result is inconsequential for them. Just gives them opportunities to break once again, physically, mentally.
Yeah, that's a start. Oh, the dink comes in onto Stico. That smoke, though, will help dramatically. So now they've actually created a spot where they can play an afterplant. This is getting very interesting. The rotation now is coming in, but it's quite slow for NiP. And Oscar is one of the two left here. He's got an AWP. And there's the re-smoke for Moto. So plant behind the box there in the site. Very safe stuff. Very realistic potential here for Oscar to facilitate the clutch. Going for the first 1v1 of many. Oh, shot in the back. Maybe that will signal the end of the chance here. Stico, though, 16 HP gets one. Lined it up well for the second, but does get eliminated.
I wonder about the coordination there, because with Oscar looking away from the short position, maybe you want the molly to go there instead, since he's focusing on Arch, but he probably wasn't communicating what he was doing necessarily. Which will help NiP get to round number 2, but we'll see if they can have a buy equal to that of Mousesports with the money they have, which isn't all in the world, but of course they can drop what they were carrying from the round prior.
Do you think that Oscar there he wanted to actually push for top mid for a frag, and then he thought, oh, well, actually, if I do that, then I'm just separating myself completely from Stico, so I should go back and play off of him?
Honestly, usually when I watch a player, like I know what they're thinking. Like I've been there, like been in that situation before. But for him, I would actually wonder why he didn't push.
Yeah.
Peak boiler.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought there was an offset lane. He was like, oh, let me just go back to the site. But I don't know what he was going to do after that.
It might be that he went back because I think there were 3 people alive at NiP, right? So if there are 2 people Arch, he's pretty much guaranteed to get traded. Whereas if he plays from the site, he can move around more. 3 plays left for Mousesports, so perhaps NiP can make a game out of this yet. Draken top mid, that's the bomb spotted. He can't hold this angle forever though, because boiler is a problem. And Rops is in second mid, or maybe even in the apartments. That's one way to deal with it.
Yeah, that was really nicely done by NiP so far, just holding on to Banana in this. It's something that you have to be able to do against Mousesports, who look so confident. Oscar's obviously been running up Banana with the AWP, so there's a lot of reason to be terrified of playing into Banana against the Mousesports side at the moment, but you can't let that sort of over-condition you. You do have to still get the challenges in there, and it worked out really well this time for NiP, so really good to see that.
Still a big wall of money that they have to chew through. Probably 2 more buys, 2 more rounds.
Ooh, nice.
Not a wall bang either.
Sometimes you've got to take those risks. Now, how can NiP respond to this? Person number 3 from B is Dennis making his way back over towards the A site. Forest trying to get out of the situation. He does manage to get the kill. Again, slightly closer to the smoke. Will make it easier for Forest to get that frag. Tracer punishing Tracer. Or player punishing Tracer, rather.
So Banana it is. B it is. Rez gets a re-smoke here, but there may be a push through it. And that would be timely because the floating player has fallen back. Rez, though, will call his teammate to help him once again. After that frag, get right, you can see floating between the bomb sites. Now Mousesports back to A again. Definitely feeling a bit of desperation. One of the 2 smokes deployed. Dennis by the quad positions doesn't see anything because of the smoke, but it doesn't matter. They still get 2 kills as they run across.
That was nice. I think it was the Sean on the desk on Marseille who brought up that NiP play very passively on CT Inferno a lot, to the point that it cost them rounds.
Yeah.
Here, it's hard to call just because Mousesports are getting that opening kill very early on when they're trying to fight either on Banana or like top mid with the Strack and Peak. Phil overstepped his bounds one more time. Woo! Jeez.
Love the confidence. Even when things are not going great, it's just for players like him, for JW, plays with that ilk, Oscar even, it's just nice for them to be able to retain their flair. Very important. For their own confidence of the team. If you have a teammate who's dead and you're still doing your usual stuff, I think it's just good for all. Some pressure, some light pressure from Get Right, and I want to be careful about creeping around that smoke, Sunny, because you're being looked for. Big exchange towards the arch position. That might slow down the push here from the T side. Ooh, he had the right idea in mind, but Forest was ready for it. Double peek now, and can Rops punish this? Perhaps he can. Nobody in the pitch just yet. He does not know that though, and he doesn't want to overextend. It's NiP with the man advantage.
Yeah, really hardcore lurk now from Robs. This will be interesting to see how this works out. It's going to really attract a lot of attention. And will the push come in at the same time onto B? Yes, it will. Rezo on the angle. He's been doing this all day. And Mousesports are in a lot of trouble. Get Right in the corner as well in a very deep angle. So there's just no winning this fight for Chris. Surely does take down Rez after all, but has 4 more players to go through. Has to get that bomb down as well. 6 seconds to go. It's just not going to happen. 5 rounds by NiP. Right at the end, they claim 4 in a row. And if you looked at the rest of the game, you would not have been very confident to see that.
That is marvelous. And I don't think at this point we talk enough about Rez. Obviously, he had the honeymoon period where he was doing ridiculous things, especially with the pistols, funnily enough, and clutching lots of rounds for his team and just being a really strong player. But I think now everything is settled and we're used to this NiP roster. We don't talk about him as much as he deserves to be spoken about. Now with 5 rounds on the board, maybe NiP can enact some revenge on their opponent Mousesports once the sides have swapped. Nice pop flash, but no frags to be had here for Mousesports on Banana. Deniso has been picked off. That's a big frag in a pistol round, it really is, by Oscar. Very patient, getting dinked. And finished off. Sunny will be spotted before he sees anything. And, well, we'll see what Chris J can do about this.
Not bad, not bad. Taking the challenges there, Robs. Again, you kind of have to do it as the CTs. Let's see if his teammates can help him out here, though. Everyone's really weak. Got to find a headshot. That could have been the opportunity. Stiko still staying out there. And he will get fragged. It's not going well here now. And Mousesports not looking like they're going to be able to take this one. Chris is going to give it his all, but it's not going to go all that far, I think. So, NiP. Ooh, that's a nice snap. But NiP will do it, and that will be the money for them. And a quick recovery, perhaps.
There was just a lot of USB shots missed in that round.
Yeah.
They had the opportunities. I think it made sense that they took the peek down mid when they came back. Oscar got his kill from alt as well. They actually had them cradled on Banana in a very awkward spot where they had to decide if they want to come back to mid at the risk that someone's already pushed down. Once they saw Oscar, they couldn't be sure. But yeah, they just missed probably like 10 or 20 shots in total.
Speaking of Oscar, we've lost him. He's lost. He's wandering around somewhere.
He is one of the stars.
Yeah, he's in the internet somewhere.
He was on his celestial navigation hype, and now he truly does not know where he is.
He needs a sextant?
I'm excited. I'm excited. My sextant arrives tomorrow. It cost me $200.
So what does it do again? Is it a drone?
What? Is it a drone?
Yeah.
What do you mean, is it a drone?
Does it go up in the air?
No, it's well, traditionally, it's a metal device. I know I think it has some mirrors on it and some scopes, like some glass. And I don't know if it magnifies things, but you use it to look at planets and the sun and things like that. And I suppose I have no idea how it works. I have no idea whatsoever.
They had sextants back, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It's like how they traversed very long distances on the scene, didn't get lost. Again, classically, the Vikings were a good example when they went raiding. So they had some version of a sextant themselves, which is a device that allows you to navigate via the stars.
But surely you can't see
I mean, during the day.
Well, because you need a telescope.
Well, during the day, I know you use the sun. You need a watch. And some other things. And the book says you need 2 watches. But maybe this depends on how reliable your watch is. Although this book is 3 years old. We're in a quartz age. So I don't know why you need 2 watches, but we'll see. We shall see. I'm very curious. My mind is stimulated, and I haven't even read the book yet.
I'm going to find a picture of a very old school Sexton for you.
4 Desert Eagles and a CZ for Mousesports. Taste of their own medicine, and the medicine is bitter. They're being force-fed by their mothers, and their mother is NiP for the time being, at least. We'll see if the CTs can have any success. It seems that they can. And Chris J with a very nice peek there. Maybe expectant of grenades to be thrown around the corner. He will take an advantage there, and Sunny will compound the problems for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Rez and Forest lost. I love that peek from Chris J. Just the understanding of what the opponent is likely to be doing. That is what you call a calculated risk. Really nice stuff from him. It's a great example of I mean, I think his individual plays are very telling of game sense in particular. And that was really cool. Noted that there were no grenades just yet. And I really do think he was looking to punish the timing. So that's an expensive lesson learned by Ninjas in Pyjamas.
And in there you go. Deagle's out. No frags though. Not just yet. There we go. Mag 10, the Flames. NiP are going to be in. Not quite as much success as Mousesports had in their anti-ecos and force bites. But success nonetheless. Although there is still an opportunity because both these remaining players do have Deagles and Kevlar and helmets. And if Oscar's to get a quick 1 Deag, ooh, he maybe would have liked his chances. Very nice headshot there from Rops.
And another one.
19 and 7 is Rops now.
My Biggie impression. I don't have the large man voice though, so I can't do it that well.
You have a large man voice.
No, large man voice is
like a thick man voice.
Yeah, thick man voice is different. Very different. I think like JR, the wrestling commentator, is a good example of a thick man voice. He can do that kind of guttural thing, which is, I think, unique to thick men.
Man like JR.
Thick man voice.
He's tougher than a $2 steak. Yeah,
That's such a good line.
Can't do it. Yeah, it is. It's brilliant. I didn't realize that's just general, like, an American saying, at least with older people. I'm reading Ernie Johnson's autobiography, you know, who hosts Inside the NBA, and he's his dad would say that sometimes. This man is tougher than a $2 steak. 3 pistols remain here for Mousesports. So Rops with a 5-7. We're seeing. I feel like there's a 5-7 motion. I don't understand it though, because it's. I can't figure out how to use the gun properly. And that might sound really stupid, but like with the changes, I feel like the guns have a personality. Like with the P250, if you shoot it too fast, you're gonna lose control of it. Right?
Have you tried shooting it different ways?
Yeah, I just need more time. I should just DM only with the 5-7 really, and until I figure it out, because especially if you're shooting multiple bullets at someone, they just seem to disappear into thin air, like it's a sawn-off shotgun.
I feel like in terms of personality, what's different about the 5.7 is just how much recoil it has. You actually like pull down like it's a rifle almost when you're spamming it.
Yeah, that's probably the main difference, which I wouldn't say I've adjusted to properly yet. So that might be my biggest issue. That's a pretty nice flash from Oscar, and it will get him 2 kills, and they'll see 2 of the remaining 3 players, and that is going to allow Mousesports to be bold enough to put Chris J half down banana and rotate players towards the A sites.
Did Oscar get dropped that M4A1S, I wonder, or did he actually equip it? I do wonder. We'll see later on, I'm sure. Either way, yeah. We're going to have Dennis now pushing Arch, and they've got the player in pit as well, so Rops is sandwiched, and Forrest will take him down. So life looking good. I think Dennis got tagged by a teammate there. I think.
Just laughing because he's got a sticker that says Bish on the woman of his AK. The duel with Chris J will go in favor of the latter. They're lining up though towards the Arch position. Forrest with the spray. The final bullet takes Sunny out, and that might just be the round. No kit for Chris J. No life for Chris J. Round number 9 for Ninjas in Pajamas.
The pyjamas coming back. Back in this. Nicely done by Forrest. He had a great round, so you can see a 3K in the end.
This is actually 3v4 because Oscar got the 2K at mid and then got traded. And then they had Rob still on the site, and then they had the rotators come out early too. And even then, it was too hard because NiP did the arch trap and they smoked them out of the CT spawn.
Hey guys, do you remember this? It's a shotgun on Oscar. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
There was this game, Mousesports versus Virtus Pro, I believe.
Remember this.
Whenever I just watch Oscar, I'm just cracking up inside.
He's a legend, isn't he? He's a ledge.
You're just like, what is he trying to do now? What is he up to now? He is a ledge. Oh. Oscar is gonna have to do it all with the shoddy. Surely it's not possible. They said it was not possible. Let's see if he can support Sunny, go for the trade.
Oh!
Sunny, nice one by Sunny. More players to fight. Oh, we saw two. He's going to go for the repeat again. But there is the backstab. The shotgun is going to do absolutely nothing. That's a sad, sad story. We all wanted to see it. We were denied. We were denied. So NiP will be tying up the scoreline 10-10. And again, if you look at the first 10-11 rounds of the first half, you really don't see it going this way. But now we have a completely even game on our hands. And really the question is how far Mousesports will be able to go when they get their first couple rounds. Like how much momentum will they get? And how much of a struggle will it be for NiP to deal with their T-side shenanigans?
I'm shocked that Mousesports cooled off so much. I think they'll be able to still muster up a good CT side, but it's just alarming, I feel like. But also, I think it's actually more impressive, you know, that NiP were able to even after that
Have they
battering
won
ram,
all the rounds on the second
no, they
half?
lost one.
No, they didn't, you liar.
Oh, I thought you meant all rounds in a row.
All
Oh,
rounds
wait,
in
no,
the half. Which is a row.
Well, just the one round they won on an island early in the half, that's all.
10-10. Chris J with the one sniper rifle for the CT side. Grenades are flying over his head. Oh, he's got 1 HP! He manages to escape with a kill. Fortune favors the brave.
Bold. I think it's... Unless you weren't trying to do the quote.
I probably was.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's bold. Yanko likes that one a lot.
Well, favors the Chris J.
Yeah, that was very, very, very ballsy. Staying out there. Staying out there. Until he got the kill. And that's when he could go home. So. In goes NiP. In goes NiP against Chris J. 1 HP, but he's got the AWP.
Wow.
It's a counter grenade slowing things down for NiP. No one has any grenades left almost.
They fear the smoke in the front of the site. Slightly awkward to clear everything out. Sunny with the 1 kill. Chris J going for some wallbangs with his 1 HP. He's going for some post-plant wallbangs, isn't he? Look at him!
Oh! Did he get a hit?
I think so.
What a naughty chap. Trying to do what he can with his 1 HP. And a man advantage. Draken holding the line towards CT. Oscar deploying a flash. Oh, that's perfect! I thought he might have been shot, but it was too late. Draken already turned. Now Dennis has much to do on his own. And Oscar will finish things off.
Wow, blink and you miss it. I don't think I did, and I still missed it. I have no idea what happened there. Very fast series of frags. Really beautiful play from Oscar around the banana position in that retake. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's like flashing works even if they don't get blind, as long as you can get them to turn around when you peek. So he decided to run out way early. And if you flash your side and run out with it, you don't really get blind at all. So it's an option.
And it's a very good, well-chosen one there. Oscar with the smoke. He's going to go in front of it, maybe? Maybe not. Chris getting burned. He is going to be applying some aloe vera. Ooh, Rops. There's no cure, no remedy for that. That is terminal. Shot to the face. Get Right straight into the pit position. On the T side, Get Right is such an artist around that spot, pushing it by himself often. Mousesports have to sort of retake A, even though it's not really taken just yet. Very strange situation. And look at this, they're getting caught as they make their way across. Stico hears the steps. Rez. Oh, there might be another one in store for him. Stico, beautiful there. Takes his time, and just like that, 4 players dead. Just Get Right left, the first man in, and now the last man alive.
The bomb's not too far away, but he will be delayed. That Molotov will buy time for the rotation from Chris J. And now the high ground has been taken by Stico. Get Right spotting it, looking for the trade fragger, focusing on a potential rotation up mid. 30 seconds remaining. He hasn't collected the bomb just yet, and if he had, then maybe there was a hero run down to be had. But I think he's heard Stico drop into second mid, but time is not with Get Right, and again, he still needs to collect that bomb. So if he realizes one person's cutting off the rotation, then he's probably got a 1 versus 1, but Chris J's ready for it. Shuffling the knee, shooting Get Right in the face.
It's really unfortunate for NiP, who got pit control. Since they killed Rops on halls, they need to get in, and that's like becoming very popular, is to try to get pit control as a terrorist before the round even starts. We see Snacks doing that a lot. Get Right actually does it a lot too. And some teams will do it a little bit more carefully, and some teams will try to jump in just like a really small window of time. Oh wow. Seems like the operas on T side are the ones winning the duels most of the time.
Info peek from Chris J with a flashbang will go sour, leaving Sunny on the bomb sites, but he is having a sweet time. Push up against the smoke, he's got reinforcements. Cavalry has arrived, and even Rops rotating, abandoning the A bomb site. You can understand why. One of the 3 has an MP9, and so they are in a kind of a spot where there's also no counter utility. So they're thinking, well, we might as well stack a bomb site in this 3v4. I think that was a wise choice from them. And there's an AK, I think, to be collected here as well, so. Or an M4. There we go. So I think all in all, this kind of works out for Mousesports.
Yeah, NiP have to be worried about the next round, having these 3 guns to recycle. And yeah, they're going to treat it like another rifle. They've also got a full rebuy, so it's going to be 1 player who's going to be low. Oscar might pick up that Nova one more time. He didn't get to use it that last round.
It's true. We have been denied. He has been denied.
Will it be the Nova? Chris J by the AWP, one would presume. Oscar's looking at him like he wants it.
Oh, he dropped the Nova.
But now Chris J's got no money to buy ammo with the AWP, but he'll go for the M4 instead. So they've prioritized Nova and Kevlar. They've prioritized Nova and Kevlar over AWP and Kevlar. Essentially, that's what it's come down to. I like it.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, huh?
Well, it depends. If they win the round, it does.
I mean, considering that Oscar could get like a CZ for 500 bucks. And, well, either way, Chris is excellent with the rifle. One of the very, very few professionals who still equips the silenced M4.
Ooh, the Nitro. Don't see that very often.
Yeah.
He needs a cat sticker on it, the Nico sticker. Well, the AWP has prevailed over the Nova once again. 1 minute mark. And then I think it's still head towards the B bomb site, and it seems they might make inroads at least up to Banana. Look at the rotation from Mousesports. They've abandoned B. They want to avenge the death of the Nova. Draken will continue to show presence. slowly back away as they peek into an empty bomb site. Might be hard to believe, but here we are.
Save City for Mousesports again. But again, I mean, they did go for that stack. It's a similar thing as to the previous round. It's kind of cool because it is a conservative style of play, but I think, you know, it can make a lot of sense. And I think, you know, all too often you do see teams sort of putting themselves in a spot where they will have maybe 2 rifles on the B-bomb side, but NiP have not full utility, but enough utility to run a set piece. You don't have counter grenades. You are essentially going, you will die. Unless they make a big misplay, your odds to win those rounds are so small. So it's cool to see that Mousesports are playing it conservatively in the face of that.
Yeah, and the save losses, they continue to build a bank, so they're gonna, you know, rebuy some grenades, but they'll actually have some left over. It's a lot of good reasons to take the risk and save. On the other hand, however, NiP continue to make more money and save all their guns. So it is really coming down to the wire. Does Oscar get a no? But he's actually gone for the CZ. He's trying to win now. He's playing to win. Wait, why doesn't he have armor?
He's kept his money the same with his team.
Oh my gosh.
So they can fight together in a future round.
That's weird.
So playing this round to win now, no matter what. And Chris, nicely done, gets a forward frag, tries to abuse the traces of Forest, but can't find him. Will take the frag and run. And how will Mousesports play this now? They have 3 grenades with 1 minute 20 left. 3 grenades. So you would imagine they want to take risks. They want to take the initiative. Again, I think they're certainly playing this round to win. They have obviously the 5v4, but also they are buying next rounds due to loss bonus regardless. So this is a good round to commit. Sunny's going to be committed against 3 players. There's the high flashes. Falls off. Waiting to hear the footsteps before he throws the incendiary. Decides to go for it anyway.
45-second mark, and Ninjas in Pyjamas have backed off from top mid. And Mousesports are not in a position to detect this. They have a 4th man over towards the A bomb site, excuse me. But Chris J is moving all too slowly. He does have 1 flash, 1 of 2 flashes, which he can throw to pull if grenades start to fly in. But NiP may, nope. I was going to say they may go for the no grenades play, but there is the pop flash, and it's perfectly timed. Sonny dancing around the fountain, manages to get 2. But look how slow the rotation. Only now is it coming in from Mousesports.
Problems, problems, problems. 2 players for the afterplant for NiP. Super strong position. Have an AWP here. Post-plant is so hard to deal with, especially in the hands of an accomplished player. Mousesports have, I mean, this is, I don't know how they're going to do this. They have 1 flash remaining, no smokes to block Draken and close the distance. There's 1 for Draken. A second not going to be going his way. Stiko's in there. Forrest, though, with the flank. Should be good for this. Oh my goodness! Oscar takes him down. That is very unexpected. NiP were definitely an advantage for the afterplant.
It felt like NiP were an advantage for like this whole round. See, if Sonny doesn't get this 2K like while he's all alone, then the afterplant is much more difficult. And their A setup was so weird. They had 1 person in the back of the site, and then 2 in pit, and then Chris J in library. So if NiP decided to wrap A, I think it would have still been just as hard if Chris J got smoked out the whole A. And they didn't have any support for Sonny at all.
And Chris is going to start this round off with a bang, taking down Forrest. And there may be another offering for him in a moment. Molotov will be sailing deep. And that will have Chris repositioning back into a more passive position on the bomb site. And Sunny will float through CT back to assist the A side of the map. And this is a play they're making without having eyes on Banana. However, there is a window of time where they wouldn't rush Banana due to the exchange of the grenades and how that went. But you can see now that time has passed. NiP have decided to retake Banana, so now Sunny kind of needs to come back. CSGO is all about timings. Sunny actually staying still, and it actually will work out because after making noise at Banana, NiP, they want A.
Stico detects presence. He heard a jump. Player on the pallet, just to the left there. Alright, doesn't win natural, and Sunny tries to make use of the distraction. He gets one kill, but Stico is done for this round. Rops gets traded, which leaves only Oscar on the A bomb site. Dennis trying to bait the shot, and now he thinks that nobody's there because Oscar's been hiding the whole time. Hello! Here is round number 14 for Mousesports.
It's very patient. That A set was a lot stronger, and it was so nice from Sunny to peek Arch right after Stico got his frag too. All their attention was divided, and they maintained a lot of information. That was much stronger to have like somebody playing Arch as opposed to NCT spotting Arch.
Second mid flash for Stico to peek from the apartments area. Meanwhile, they're looking to shut this down and perhaps win Inferno with style, but it won't go their way. 2 plays lost really quickly for Mousesports.
Oh my god! Oscar staying out there, just taking down everyone. You thought after that exchange at Banana that Mousesports were surely done. They were toast, but get right. It's going to be saving NiP down to 4 HP, Sunny on 25 respectively in the 1v1. Life not looking all that great for anyone after the dust settles.
Oh my god.
Sunny is just waiting very patiently right now. Get right, looks like he might walk straight into him. Oh, the knives come out. That's going to be it. Oh my god, I can't believe Oscar. Oh, well, I guess I can. Oscar is Oscar. He just does his thing, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was shaping up to be a really good round from NiP. And this third shot, man, what the...
All like the first shot as well, like. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and did you see the second shot?
He's just unbelievable. So good at this game. And in such a unique way. Oh, nice timing onto Sunny.
I think Get Right dropped that for him, assuming he did, considering he's only got a Glock, so it's paying off so far.
Wow.
But Chris J, I don't know what that was. 2 versus 3. NiP, they need to collect some guns here. They both have Kevlar. Get Right's now got himself an AK. And Dennis a UMP. So maybe there's something to be done here for Ninjas in Pajamas.
Chris is nuts. Oh, Oscar gets caught off. That's a really big opening now. AWP for Dennis. We all know him to be amazing with every single weapon in the game. AWP as well. And the CTs are out of position. Get Right sitting on the B bomb site. As though he were waiting for it to hatch. He's got his bomber on the way. This is not going to be easy for Mousesports to retake this. How is their money? Do they even go for this? Okay, they gamble stacked then. They're not going to go for it, I don't think.
I don't think they realized that Get Right was, that Get Right had lurked all the way through B. Otherwise, they might have tried to lead off a little bit. They got bamboozled.
Honestly, though, that 2K from Chris was really impressive to me because the M4A1S I feel like is a very difficult gun sometimes when you kind of mess up to sort of transfer back into success because the fire rate is so slow. We can see that the way Chris did it, he hit every single bullet.
I can't believe he just stayed out there.
Yeah.
And then he got the 2 kills, yeah.
And if he that's the thing, like if he has an A4 there, he's gonna that will look way more comfortable though. More bullets, faster fire rate. But it's the A1S. That's one of the reasons why you don't see many players on it, because it's very difficult sometimes if you don't get the dink very quickly.
This is an interesting situation. 2 rounds between the 2 sides, and Mousesports, okay, they're going to buy around what they have. I did wonder, because if they ecoed, their money would still suck, and they would probably lose what they had in this round on those 2 players. So here we are. It is everything or nothing for Mousesports in this round, or everything or overtime rather. I think it's fair to say, in most cases that is the case, but you never know what can happen with a few pistols. NiP clearing the banana position. Rez distracted by the player from the site and suddenly punished. Now it seems a retake may be in order.
Yeah, Draken only just now coming off of the haystack, which was like a peek into top mid, waiting for Oscar to peek. And I feel like that's a dynamic you have to worry about, like uniquely against Mousesports. Oscar can just do anything at any time. And that, as I said, that just walking into the angle, Draken will find him. Well positioned in time, and the flashbang is not good. Goes over Draken's head, which means he's not blind, really. And so it's an easy kill for him. And the flick comes in. I don't know if he got the catch
He tagged
there.
him. And then he fragged him.
I think he was blind though, right?
I think he was blind, yeah.
Didn't the flash go behind him?
I mean,
His screen was white though.
Yeah. It's hard to tell because it was maybe high, so he wasn't blind for long. I think it's just one of those timing things where you go blind, so you shoot when you expect the player to peek. So you get the kill a fair amount of the time anyway. Now they have to save once again. Rop's not really in a position to upgrade his UMP, so it's going to be a difficult round 30 for Mousesports, and they're being hunted as well.
Robs was like 16-3 or something at one point, I think. Now he's 22-17. Oh, might be 22-18 indeed. There we go. 15-14, or 14-15, I should say. That's NiP pickup. One more. Yeah, oh, he's full blind, you're right. He's actually full blind.
Yeah.
Wow. Dio just won 1,000 face-it, boys. Congratulations!
What about this guy?
I'm not going to do it twice in a row.
Why are you playing favorites?
Congratulations on the 2,000 face-it points.
There you go.
With that AM, FM radio voice.
Duality of man.
Not the long wave though. I used to listen to long wave radio. Very nice.
Wow.
Nice. Not a good start for Mousesports. They don't really have control of Banana, as there is enough of a gap for Draken to punish, as evidenced by the lack of Sunny in this round. Stico rotating over. Oscar will not settle for guesswork. He is peeking through the window. He's been spotted, and now he's gone. 3 more players to go. And then it's overtime once again. Had a lot of overtimes yesterday, and we may have one more today, at least.
Yeah, yesterday we had like three separate games with overtimes, right?
Yeah, the first two.
We had I think it was 2 Mirage
3
overtimes,
total.
right? And Europe.
We don't need to try and calculate which ones it was. We can just accept that there was overtimes. And go back to the round. Chris J's been barbecued. 3 unanswered frags from Ninjas in Pyjamas. We've got 1 CT per side. So this is pretty much overtime, unless Brops goes absolutely nuclear. Full on, hashtag Iran, hashtag Trump, reactors, everything, all of it. So we may just be there.
Looks like NiP have done it. And there it is, 15-15 over time engaged. The slate will be wiped clean. NiP will get to continue with the success of that T side, and Mousesports will get to continue with money at least, so that they can have full buys. Because that was one of the struggles for them, was their money got really wonky. We saw a lot of weird buys, a lot of awkward situations on that. We didn't see enough up on Oscar, I think, as well. So, or even Chris J in some respects, although his rifling is very good and very reliable.
Peter said that Ninjas in Pyjamas are going to win the next major.
Did he really?
Really?
When he rejoined the team as a coach, he said, we will win the next major.
I thought
you were saying Peter from HLTV.
Yeah, I thought you meant Petter, yeah. But you
No, it's Petar. That's Petar. That's not Peter. That's Petar.
I say Peter.
It's P-E-T-A-R. His name is Petar.
Yeah, but that's what I thought you just said.
I said Peter.
I thought you said. I was thinking, so I'd be a friend from HLTV as well.
Okay, so he thinks his team is going to win the major.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
See, it's for Gambit.
I like the confidence. I would probably say that about my team too.
I look forward to seeing what they can do.
I mean, I think they can. Yeah. I think things are up in the air enough. And
the thing is, there are
any problems with this lineup?
I think right now, a lot of tournaments there are many viable teams.
Yeah.
Which is cool. We have no one on the throne right now.
I think right now Astralis should win the major.
They could.
Could.
I won't go as far as to say should.
There's a lot of danger.
There's too many teams out there.
Yeah, there's so much danger.
Who's better than Astralis right now?
I mean, like United can come along and take a map from you.
I feel like as long
know.
as Mousesports didn't win Marseille, Astralis looked by far the strongest.
They did, but the major's in September.
Yeah.
Imagine how strong they'll get.
Imagine how strong
Might.
NRG will
Might
be.
get.
And the thing about NRG, they're going to win the major.
Yeah.
NRG could win the major.
How familiar are Astralis with NRG? NRG could win a major.
They could, but probably not.
Staps would have to have like the peak of a lifetime.
Yeah, you do question the experience that the team has then for that. That's the thing.
But it depends on what teams are put in front of you as well.
If NA team gets to the major final, they'll win. Because then everyone will think like,
It's
not
in
again.
London though.
Not again.
But who will the people cheer for in London?
You tell me.
They may end up just cheering for beach balls.
Who will you guys cheer for?
What do you mean, you guys?
You people.
I won't be cheering.
You guys
I'll
are going to be cheering for
commentating.
big because you got Smuya.
I'm glad Samia's on a more prominent team. I'd like to see him on a more prominent team, but we'll see if he can raise the level of big. He is quite fun to watch, I must say. The few times I've played with him. He's
just got his mechanical skill is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
That's I think really where he shines. He's kind of like to me he's like a Shroud, like the UK Shroud or something from that perspective.
Overtime has begun. 3 rounds per half. All players start with $10,000. And Mousesports have gone for the double AWP. See Draken, pretty much the same as the flashbang there. Just smoke goes down and he takes a shot in case somebody peeks behind it immediately. And we see a somewhat rare burst through top mid, through the smoke. That could catch the players off guard, but nobody's there. Stiko, does he manage to get into the library in time? Moves towards the pillar. He's got an off angle. They're lining up for him. Only 1 kill for him though, but Sonny's there for support.
And the bomb is in a really weird position here. That's a pretty important peak. Without that frag, Oscar could perhaps have stopped the bomb from having a passage towards A, but Robs is still on the pit spot, and that's a beautiful connection with a burst onto Draken, and next player is spotted the bomb. They know where it is. The rotation's starting to come here. Robs just has to delay. Another frag. That's the bomb now at his feet in the pit. They have to go to him to get it, and Dennis is stuck on the site, and all the cavalry have arrived. All the King's men and all the King's horses. They're here. Dennis will line them up, but it will be the round for Mousesports regardless.
It's great awareness from Rops. You can see his mind whirring away, looking at all the potential possibilities, looking towards balcony, site, graveyards. There he is.
Such tight peaks. He was perfectly blocking himself off from the site and the broken wall, making sure not to expose himself while knowing that the guy was going to come over top of graveyard to try to kill him. He was ready.
Yeah, definitely a very strong play. Rops, though, is going to continue harassment in the apartments, and also Banana will go the way of Mousesports as they go up 5-3 in this round. NiP now into desperation mode. They're going to pick a bomb site and they're going to go and commit. 3 players to push it. Oscar, he gets caught with a nade in his hand. That's not really an ideal situation. Rops' peak not working out either. They're going to be careful not to die 1v1 here, but that's all that there is going to be for Mousesports. It's dying 1-by-1.
Chris J, all of 5 HP. He's got the sniper though, but not an easy shot to land. Dennis is on point in this round, as we saw, with his first frag. Sonny alone now.
Oh!
2 more to find though. Does he go for this? Does he save the AWP? Clock is ticking. I think it might be time to save, but yeah, it was too much. We'll see what the money's like for the CT side in the last round. Oscar is pretty short, but with 10k, Sonny can drop and they're all good. So nothing to lose by going for the round after all. Pretty tight shot.
NiP are playing quickly, and Dennis is really turning up in OT.
Yeah.
A few really important
I think it
kills.
was the first round, not that round where he crouch peeked Oscar on Arch, actually, that I was thinking of. But anyway.
Oh. Sonny's going deep. A very explosive round for the third one of the first half here of overtime, and his NiP which will deflect the aggression. Rops has to do some damage here. You can see him trying to spin around. He knows he's going to be attacked from both sides. Stiko, though, with the cover, will take down Get Right. He's created a 1v2 for himself. And I think he was spotted there indeed. I think he was. Smoke will cover the pickup of the bomb. And Stiko's going to B. Now, what is the play from NiP? Okay, they're going B, so Stiko's guessed correctly. But he has to win the fights.
Not conceding his position with any more running. Silently moving into B. Forrest, does he go deep to check? Ready for it. See Stiko aiming beyond the angle, expecting to pick towards Coffins perhaps. And that is a one-round lead for Ninjas in Pyjamas as we move to the second half of overtime.
Really did not expect NiP to get this close to winning the game. After that, after that start, I mean, no one did really.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, the start was rough. It was a brutal time.
NiP looking brand new.
Yeah, my only issue with NiP and, like, you know, let's say they're winning the major comment, it's just that I think they're still quite volatile playstyle, but I think they definitely feel reinvigorated with Dennis still, so it's going to be really fun to see if they can become a finer tuned machine towards major time to make that a reality. They've got loads of time to work on, and that's a great start from NiP. Dennis gets a long range pickoff through the balcony onto Stiko. And Mousesports, they've got Banana, so they've got some map control here. The question now is, do they go back and try to take top mid as well? Or do they just want to set up for a push here? NiP are ready for a push. There's 3 players to respond. Dennis with the pop flash towards the pull position. Should a push come in? Lots of grenades here for NiP to play counter to this push.
Nice. This makes them a bit uncomfortable. Smoke comes down right as they're about to execute. And I like the setup from NiP to have that pop flash to pull from Dennis and his biker gloves.
There goes the flash, there goes the push,
Boom.
and there go Mousesports. They are all splayed out on the floor now. There's NiP, riddle them with bullets. They can't get through the choke point onto the bomb site. They've left themselves 30 seconds. That's very nice timing on detecting the flank. Maybe they can still do this. A 2v2 on the bomb site, 20 seconds to play for. Play with, I should say. Nicely done. One more to go though, 10 seconds. Get right, buying time. Buying time, it's all about time. One frag, and now the bomb can't be planted. He's going to go for it anyway behind the smoke, and will the gamble work out? Yes, it will. Get Right had no idea exactly where he was in the smoke. Oscar in the 1v2 after plant now.
It's interesting, he hasn't scoped, so he could still be in the smoke as far as they know. He knows the scope, reveals his position. What a genius. And he's going to get a free frag. He can even line him up!
What?
Oh, Forrest, the smoker's gone. He realizes what has happened.
Can we replay Oscar there?
Battle of the game sense.
That was like a beautiful peak.
That was on though, right?
I'm not sure.
Was it on?
I'm not sure. I think it was a bit to the right.
Okay, here it is.
That was
Oh.
almost an insane play. Like from their perspective, like how the hell did he just rap on us like that?
Yeah.
I don't
Oh, yeah, he strafed out. It was on, but then the player strafed out.
Anuku Maluku.
So close. NiP. Can they do it? One more round. One more round. And they win Inferno. That would be awesome, honestly. I would be very impressed.
Yeah, they really have wiped the crust out of their eyes.
Yeah, they look
Looking
great.
sharp.
You gotta respect it. You must respect it, James.
Three towards A, 2 towards B. Sunny already at the top of Banana. So Mousesports have their options available to them. They can deploy a smoke or two, try and exhaust what remains of the Ninjas in Pyjamas util. That could also be done towards A. Rez, the only man with a smoke grenade at the moment. And he is towards the B bomb site, but not. Oh, he's just deployed it. Okay. So here we go. Mousesports going to offer a nasty surprise, but to which site? NiP see nothing top mid. And normally you would expect something to be towards B. And Mousesports are playing against that by having loads of people in apartments. And that is going to send Dennis over towards B. They'll be confident it might be a B. Staying on speedway, but here comes the balcony burst. Forest trying to position himself accordingly, but the late flashbang will keep him blind.
Yeah, bomb site being overrun now by Mousesports. Oh, it's a rough time here for NiP. I mean, it's definitely impossible to retake this, but 4v5, 5 players on the A side, that's not all that fun. That's a great start from Mousesports too, to deflecting this push, and NiP may be thinking about just saving, to be honest. There's not too much they can do. They're getting picked off like flies.
I think that's a pretty cool fake, to be honest. Rather than using grenades and so on to fake, just allowing the CTs to have top mid, which would suggest B, but you're all in apartments. So, works out pretty well.
Definitely. Chris had a really sick call on Inferno. I think it was versus Navi in OT Marseille, where they did they pulled like a really fast fake. Sonny pushed through a arch smoke, and it was just such a ballsy call considering how many rounds have been played, how close they were to the end of the game. But I think that's when people are most prone to fakes anyway, especially if you haven't used them. And as you mentioned, it wasn't like really a fake. It was like it looked like a fake, even though they didn't actually flash B or send anyone B. They still got the rotate.
Yeah, it's a good spot for Mousesports to mount a recovery. 1 round to tie it up for another overtime, or NiP with a final chance here to take this map. Map 1. We have a lot of awesome matches here today. Forest finds nothing there in the abs. Him and Chris silenced them 4 players. Going out there, gets caught by Draken, and there's the trade attempt. Fails from Mousesports. NiP 5v3. Is this the round? Will they get the map?
That's a nice shot by Oscar, but there's more players to find. Get right, caught with a grenade in his hand. Lucky to get away with that one. The jump might help him. The pre-fire, Oscar forcing the action, but this time he will not be successful. 2 players remain, and Sonny is clearing out the B area. The wide peek onto Rez is a very important frag. Backing away now because his teammate's been lost, which means the bomb cannot be rotated, and they might quickly spot it top mid. NiP if they dare to go deep enough. And you see the bomb lying, the single peek, the double peek, the triple peek, and there it is. 19 to 17, Ninjas in pajamas with the comeback, which looked like it wasn't going to work out for them.